I don't know if this is a perfect movie.
um, well, why would you make that assumption?
I wanted to like this so much because I remember watching this repeatedly with my son. Like, he loved this movie.
I think
And
that's a good kids movie.
It is. It's a very good kids movie, and he liked it so much. He started watching the Cartoon Network show for Lego Ninjago. That ran for like 4, maybe 5 seasons. And then coming back to the movie, like, clearly they had a love for the Cartoon Network show because there's so many Easter eggs that are directly related to that show. But it's been like 5 or 6 years since I watched that show or this movie. And so I was like, I know that's a reference to something, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I had no idea. Comparing it to the Lego movie, I don't know that I need to know much more about Ninjago than what was presented. And taking the Lego movie into account, it's like, well, it's not like the Lego movie is canon for anything. Yes, this has a whole series and whatnot, but I don't know that I would take its word as, oh, yes, 100% this was canon before the movie even existed.
Yeah, this was a tricky one because it really did feel like more of a spin-off than Lego Batman. Like, they really spun it off with this one. They did some spinjitsu on this one.
Oh, but those are the best puns. Ninjanuity, right? That's the one that Jackie Chan says. And I was like, oh my gosh, that works so well.
Welcome to Potato Chip Pictures, the movie franchise review podcast. My name is B. Sammy Davis.
And I am Justin.
And today, we are looking at 2017's The Lego Ninjago movie, the same year as the Lego Batman movie. 2 Lego movies in 1 year. That has never happened before or since.
That's interesting. That's right. I feel like last time I was asking, how long did the Batman movie take? Because it's 3 years in between. Did they just simultaneously make them? I figure they have to.
Yeah. They had to have them both in production, and obviously by very different production teams, because these movies do not look anything alike. Like, the Lego Ninjago movie is a very different beast from the Lego Batman movie. And frankly, it's a very different beast from the Lego movie. It's kind of its own thing that just kind of sits off to the side and says, remember me, guys? I'm here too.
I'm also a Lego franchise piece. I think it was, different, but I don't know that it suffered too much. If I'm coming at it from, this movie could be average, let's see how it goes. I feel like when you started off saying this movie's not perfect, I'm like, are you coming at it from a Lego movies are perfect? Because I came at it from like, this could be and I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't meh. It was better than
You know what? I'll agree with you. It is better than meh. It is better than meh. Well, give us the details.
Oh, sure.
Tell us about this movie.
That's a lot of people. 2017.
Yeah, it is.
The directors do not include anybody previously in the first 2 movies. Bob Logan, Paul Fisher, Charlie Bean. 3 names I do not associate with anything else for director. Any tidbits?
Yeah, all new names for me.
Okay. Screenwriter, Bob Logan again. Tom Wheeler, Paul Fisher, Jared Stern. Looks like Jared was a screenwriter on Batman. William Wheeler, John Whittington. John Whittington was also in Batman. I mean, there's a couple of more high level humors for the parents in this one. I enjoyed the winks at the audience. Story by Bob Logan. Dan Hageman, he was in the first Lego movie. Tom Wheeler, Paul Fisher, Kevin Hageman, Hillary Winston, William Wheeler. Looks like a bit of crossover, but there's just so many people. Like this is, I wonder if those. See, I don't know any of the timing of Ninjago. Did they exist with any sort of story before this movie?
Ninjago, yes. The Ninjago toys, God, I'm trying to remember the exact dates for the toys because I think they were late 90s, early 2000s, but they could have been like mid-aughts into early 2010s because the television series was let's see, I don't need to guess on these things. I can look it up. 2011 to 2019 with a small break. Like they weren't continuous for that whole time. There was this says there were 15 seasons. They had to be running like 2 seasons a year. Because I'm pretty sure they took a short break because they were doing the show and it was all in the mountains and it was this like traditional, frankly, it looked a lot like Kung Fu Panda with some mountain village. And then Garmadon would come in and try to steal the weapons, and the show just kept going. And then one day there's this major split where suddenly they're in the city, and it's very different, but it's still the same voice actors, still the same show. But the show existed, I think, after the toys, and yeah, so this was a Lego property that some people knew and loved. Like, it wasn't a thing where people were like, what? Lego Ninjago? I was like, what? Lego Ninjago? But other people who loved Lego were like, yeah, that's a long-running toy line.
Interesting. So, I mean, that's kind of like the Lego movie. None of those characters, well, like the non-licensed characters were not 100% existing with the story. So I'm curious to know how much these named characters like Garmadon existed. I'm going to have a hard time with the villain name through this whole thing because Gormagon exists in my cultural literacy, and I've never watched more than 3 episodes of the series Bones. And that's like the main bad guy's name, but somehow that name is stuck in my brain. But it's like,
that is wild because I watched like at least 2 seasons of Bones, and I was like, what are you talking about?
It's a like serial killer guy that I don't know if it's from the beginning or if it's just in the later seasons.
Like, I don't know. I only watched like the first couple seasons, and I don't remember much of it. I liked it. It was cool.
When I looked it up, I think that's what I did come across, because it was either that or Gorgon from Small Soldiers. And I was thinking
Gorgon from Greek mythology.
Gormagon is primary antagonist from season 3 of the series Bones. There you go.
That might be why I don't know it, because I was out by season 2. I was like, yeah, this show gave me everything I needed. I'm done.
Anyway, his character, I imagine, is invented for this, like the core of his humor and stuff, invented for this show. Because I don't know if that's the case in the lore that he would have had.
I mean, he's been around since the toys, and he was definitely the primary villain in the cartoon.
But he had a child with a warrior woman. That sort of lore.
Lloyd is his son in the cartoon as well. It's a major twist when it's revealed. It's like a few seasons in when he's like, Lloyd, I am your father. But
Gosh.
if I remember correctly, and I could be misremembering, but I thought in the cartoon he's more of a Starscream type character, like a high pitched, very high energy villain. But when they said, "How did you get that extra set of arms?" and he was like, "I was bitten by a snake." That's part of the cartoon. Like, he's bitten by the Snake Clan, and it turns him into this half monster, half person.
Okay, so that's fun. Oh man.
And then same with the android kid. That was another major twist in the show. Like, we find out that some of the villains are androids, and then on top of that, one of the ninjas who has been with us the whole time, he's one of the androids, and he's got this crisis of faith where he's like, "I'm not an android, I'm a real boy." And like, and in this one, they're like, "Nope, he's an android from the beginning. No one cares."
No one cares. It's all good. That's interesting. Maybe I'll give the show a shot, because
it's clever. It's pretty good.
Like some good pieces to add to this. Well, we'll wrap up. The producer looks like they come from the other series, other shows. Dan Lin, Roy Lee, Phil Lord, Chris McKay, Mary Ann Garger, and Christopher Miller. So most of those from Lego Batman movie.
Mm-hmm. Just a couple of extras.
Yeah.
One extra. Two extras. Chris McKay and Mary Ann Garger.
Mm-hmm. Budget $70 million, came back not quite double that, $123 million. So
still profitable.
Still people went and saw it. Like,
yeah, just the lowest to date.
Yeah.
So that's something that I find interesting anyway. The fact that these movies have had diminishing returns. This one cost a little bit more than the original movie. Just 10 million more as opposed to Lego Batman, which was 20 million more. So they spent less than they did on Lego Batman, but they got less money back than all of them so far. So not a great direction that the franchise is taking, but it's still profitable, still making money.
Yeah, I think it's enough to justify the second movie. Mostly because the first Lego movie was good. We'll get to the Lego movie 2 next week.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
all right. Well, let's get into it. Because I lied to the audience. I said that that we were done with live action stuff after the first Lego movie. And this movie was like, "You're a big fat liar. We're going to start with live action."
Live action, yeah. It was redeeming in that it was short and Jackie Chan. I was like, oh, okay.
And they even did a stunt with Jackie Chan, something that we could have a blooper reel just to watch him attempt to do this stunt.
Did it awesome. I think it was okay as a prologue, and okay, we are making this story happen in this world. It didn't necessarily become in this actual world is where we're making this story. It was like, oh, he's telling a story about Ninjago. We only get to seeing it be that actual room once the cat comes in.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure this brought it down from a 10 to a 9 for you.
I was about to say, this movie has a lot of non-Lego stuff in it. This movie has non-Lego earth that they're walking on, non-Lego water that they interact with. Like, there's so much stuff. The lava is not Lego. Like, they are far away from the everything is Lego mindset.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, the funniest thing to me, the thing that well, it's not the funniest thing. There's other parts of this movie that are much funnier. But the thing that did set this on good footing for me was when Jackie Chan pulled out the Lego mini of Master Wu, and it's all made of wood and would never move. Like, it's just a solid chunk of wood. I was just like, that's a terrible Lego.
It's ancient.
Yeah,
Legos
long
in one
before
piece.
plastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Live action store Jackie Chan. I'm I'm 7 out of 10 with it because this is not the Lego movie. There's no Will Ferrell. There's no Batman. I'm fine with okay. The context of this is a story being told. Okay. I
Hmm.
do think maybe my score dropped a little bit with the introduction of it being like not the introduction, but the reintroduction of the cat. I was like, well, if I gave points off in the first movie for it, I'll take points off here.
I thought the cat was fine. Like it's been nearly 10 years. It's been like 9 years, and it's starting to look a little jaded or dated, not jaded.
Yeah.
Especially when the cat is full CG. That's when it's pretty obvious that we're looking at a CG cat. But, when it looks like a real cat on a green screen, I actually find that kind of charming. I find that kind of uh, good in my eyes. But, we're a long way off from fighting Meowthra. First, we gotta go into the actual Lego city, and
Push back another raid by Garmadon.
yeah, I kind of liked it. I thought it was a nice little introduction to the world, and it really is a lot of let's tell you what this world is real fast so that we can get right into the story.
This happens all the time. I feel like there's another property franchise that it's like, okay, so these monster attacks, they're happening every day. But we have to continue living our lives regardless of Godzilla showing up and stomping on stuff,
And this time it's going to be Garmadon, and
yeah.
then the ninjas always win. They always win. And
Yeah.
I like that we have a news station for this very big city.
Like a stray hand.
And it's so localized that they'll even do a birthday report giving out shout outs to everybody who's got a birthday, including Lloyd Garmadon, the son of the guy who keeps trying to take over the city. What a jerk. Everybody hates
Shout
Lloyd.
out. I think like Lego Batman does get a journey. I don't feel like there's much that happens for Lloyd. Like sure he says he forgives his dad, but I was more invested in Garmadon's silliness, playfulness,
Mm-hmm.
selfish jerk type feel because you can change and obviously come back from that. It's like Lloyd figures out his inner peace. Cool. That's
Yeah.
not as fun as Garmadon changing his humor into working with being a hero. Like
it's not
to...
the best character growth that anyone's ever seen.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think, well, I gotta tell you, my two biggest beefs with this movie are Lloyd, played by Dave Franco. I think whenever Dave Franco does voice acting, he just screams a lot. And that's, he was the insect king in Hoppers, if you have seen that. And in that movie, he screams a lot. And that's just my idea of him. Every time he's voicing a character, I'm like, oh, it's going to be Dave Franco screaming a bunch. And then Justin Theroux as Garmadon, I kept thinking was, I've forgotten the actor's name. The guy who voiced Lego Batman in Arrested Development was his other show. But
Arnett.
Will Arnett. When I hear Justin Theroux, it's hard to separate and be like, nope, that is not Will Arnett. That is a different person.
Not Batman. I don't know if I had as much trouble. I do think it was very similar. But maybe that's why I enjoyed following Garmadon, trying to work out, why would he say, I wish you weren't my dad? Maybe he meant it as a compliment. And it's like
Yeah.
making the sympathetic character super dumb is just attractive in terms of I'm going to latch onto this character's journey versus Lloyd.
Mhm.
Like Lloyd is trying to figure out what he brings as the green element. Like,
Yes.
granted, good job
Green.
making him be like, but this is dumb. What is it? I don't know what it is.
Green.
Green.
I think for as many stars as this movie has, this movie is really following Lloyd and Garmadon with a little bit of Master Wu. We've got Fred Armisen as Cole, Kumail Nanjiani as Jay, and I think he has potential, and he's barely used in the movie. Michael Pena as Kai, another one that I think would have been better if we had a little bit more of him. Abby Jacobson, who I am not familiar with, as Nia, and then Zach Woods as Zane, and then Olivia Munn as the mother Coco. And these are big deal, with exception to Abby Jacobson, who I had never heard of. These are all pretty big names, and they're barely in the movie. They just kind of show up once or twice and have a couple of one-liners, but whatever. Like, they tried.
It inflated the budget there a little bit.
That might be where most of this budget comes from. I mean, at the time, none of these people were as big of names as they are now. Like, especially Fred Armisen, Kumail Nanjiani, Michael Pena, and Olivia Munn. Those ones have had pretty big careers before and after this movie. Especially with Kumail Nanjiani appearing in a Marvel movie, Michael Pena getting starring roles after this. Like, these are people who are going to be getting bigger roles, and they're barely utilized in this movie. And Fred Armisen, before, like, at this time, he had been all over television. Like, he was probably the biggest name of these other people in the movie, and he's barely in it.
Yeah, the other ninjas are present, and they add a little bit. So I mean, the first Jackie Chan, Lloyd, Garmadon. I'm gonna just follow Garmadon because he's making me chuckle. And
yeah, he's kind of the best part of this movie.
Yeah.
He is genuinely the best part of this movie. I get the biggest laughs always come from when Garmadon is on the screen. When he's firing his generals out of a volcano, the joke doesn't get old. It's still funny to me.
It's Volcano Lair, you know? We got callbacks and all that. I think it's good storytelling for it to be so cut and dry. Garmadon is always in his volcano palace, and Lloyd and the ninjas are always in the city of Ninjago. And let's fight. That's like, I don't know much about the geography of the Power Rangers, but that's about the same amount.
Bad guys it does feel like Power Rangers. That's a very good comparison, because I've been sitting here like, what does this feel like? And yeah, this does feel like old school Power Rangers minus the Megazord.
I did kind of wait for them to join.
Yeah, like, when are they gonna fuse and turn into an even bigger robot? Yeah, I liked the arsenal of the green dragon. I'm just going to call it a Zoid, because why not? The green dragon Zoid, when it was firing off every weapon it had. That was funny the first time. Second time around, I was like, meh, don't really need it.
Yeah.
A little long in the tooth.
I super love the shark mech that gets built. Oh my gosh. it's fun and funny and looks intimidating. If nobody's built it, I think people should totally build it.
Oh yeah, that one's
really
a
cool.
pretty dope build once it's all put together. Uh, yeah, the second mech that he builds is pretty fantastic. And then, frankly, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know how he wins the second invasion. Like, I guess that mech is so good that they just can't beat him.
I feel like he wins it because Cole tries his stuff and then goes to get the ultimate weapon.
Lloyd.
Because Lloyd.
Yeah, don't get him confused.
Oh.
Because Cole stuck to his plan. He did his best, but I think all of them lost, and that's why Lloyd runs and gets the ultimate weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, because he goes to get it and fires it, and the cat shows up, and that's. I think it. When you say long in the tooth with that firing, I feel like this movie is an hour and 41 minutes long, and 41 minutes is this first act. Like, it's a little bit
so much
long.
There's so much that happens in the city of Ninjago that feels kind of like let's get on with it. Like, why are we still here? And then, relatively speaking, there's not a whole lot for the second half of this movie, except that they pack everything into the second half of this movie. We get the sacrifice of Master Wu. We get the zombie generals. We get the big old temple. We get all sorts of stuff happening. We get the 3D effect if you had been in theaters and watched it in 3D. But so much happens at the beginning in Ninjago, and none of it really matters that much. Like, we get to hear like 5 different ways about how the city hates Lloyd. We get the remix of the city hating Lloyd.
It's just not too a lot great. Of stuff, like all of the ninjas, all of their mechs, and then the fact that they actually have powers that they're not using because they have to discover them later. I feel like that was a bit like, but they were already earth power and electric. Like, I didn't quite see the difference between them using their mechs with those powers versus them having the powers. But apparently that's the whole crux of it. These ninjas do have Captain Planet type powers.
They've got their own powers. They don't need the mechs. And yet, before the movie started airing, they've been having a huge career of mech-only successes, and they've never actually used their powers. And then Master Wu shows up to make them doubt themselves just in time for Garmadon to actually steal the city. But yeah, we've got Meowthra on the scene now. Giant cat in a Lego city. I'll be honest, I actually like it. I actually think it's a pretty good touch. I'm good with the big cat. Like, the CG shots don't look good, but having the actual cat in this computer generated world, that does look good, and it worked for me. So thumbs up to Meowthra. I was good with the cat.
Thumbs sideways. I kind of wanted the ultimate weapon. I didn't really I didn't see it being a laser pointer the same way that we see the Kraggle immediately. But once it became like a laser pointer, I was like, oh wait, so that means they're gonna have something. And then you hear the bangs and clatters of a cat. And it's like, it's a cat. Like, I guess that would be a good monster. And it adds cutesy vibes when they cut to it playing with the Legos. Like, okay, sure.
Plus, we know that it was able to scratch Jackie Chan's hand pretty hard, so it's got to be a vicious monster.
Yeah, I guess so. Thumbs sideways. Yeah. It's okay. I think it fits with it being a Lego. I don't think it fits with it being a story. It makes the outside world more apparent, and I wanted to forget about the outside world. I thought it was just a
Yeah.
Lego story. It was the Lego story inside this guy's antique shop or whatever shop.
And I was painfully aware of this being, essentially a Lego city set in the real world. Like it's hard to say real world, but the water, I was like, that's water. Like it might be computer generated water, but it's water. It's not Lego pieces meant to look like water, like we had in the first movie. And then when everybody leaves the city to go on their journey of self-discovery, we're in the woods. We're in a bamboo forest. We're in like nothing is Lego anymore.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to be my thumbs down. I like a lot of the jokes. I like this journey. I love the fight between Master Wu and Garmadon. I think that's really a great fight. Good for the action, plus really good puns and jokes, especially the 7 deadly butterflies and telling Master Wu that he forgot to count one of them. Like, so good. It just kind of takes me out when they're walking around on the dirt. And I'm just like, that's not Lego dirt.
It's real dirt, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything to argue against that because it was. I do enjoy the meet up in the woods. I think most things go all right.
I love when the ninjas are hiding behind the bamboo and they're so bad at hiding. I like the generals when they go off of the hard, the long way, the righteous way, whatever there's a sign that literally says what Master Wu told them to stick
right
with,
way.
and they choose
Shortcut.
They choose the shortcut path, and it takes them to the generals who want to throw them into a volcano. I mean, I like the generals. I think they are sufficiently spooky looking. They kind of remind me of Sid's toys from the original Toy Story. They're battle damaged.
Tell if they were supposed to be like undead or what, if they were just burned.
Yeah. At first I thought they were undead, but the more that I think about it, like one of them has hearing loss because he was fired out of a volcano. Like, so they're alive. Like they're not magically living. They aren't undead. They are living beings. They're just so twisted and mangled that they seem almost undead. And then, it tugs in my heartstrings watching Garmadon teach Lloyd how to throw. Like that's cute.
It's fun. I think the interactions are there and good. I think the interactions favor Garmadon seeming like he's changing. Lloyd is just happy to get these new interactions. But
yeah, he's happy to be along for the ride.
Yeah. So
oh man, I've gotta say it because it has become brain rot for me, and whenever I meet someone named Lloyd, I am tempted to say it. Because of Garmadon, I want to call people named Lloyd Lloyd. I just think it's so funny that he keeps calling him Lloyd, and he's like, I was there, I named you.
That's how
I love it.
I think it doesn't get overdone by the time he drops it. I don't know if he drops it all the way at the end. I'd be curious.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he drops it by the end, but for a lot of the movie, he keeps calling him Lloyd, and I've been tempted to call people that.
Well, let's see. They have Garmadon because he fought and Wu imprisoned him, and they need his help to get the ultimate weapon. And along the way,
generals capture all of them, and so they have to free Garmadon in order to escape the generals. So that's how he gets out.
Well,
But he's
they
not like
build a
killing them.
helipad, helicopter blimp thing, so that
Helicopter car.
Garmadon can let Lloyd, I forgot his name, let Lloyd drive. Like honestly, I feel like I'd seen a couple of reviews of people harping on Lloyd, and I don't want to be another one. But man, Garmadon just has a better backstory, and like we skipped over him returning to Coco, which is apparently another ancient, like 100 and some years old, another ancient warrior who's actually Lloyd's mother, but he never knew that she was a ninja. I think that whole backstory is super cute because they're like enemies fighting on a battlefield and they fall for each other, and it's like they're good with each other until they come across a city that one wants to kind of just inhabit and the other one wants to rule.
Yes.
And it just worked. It worked very well for me.
I'll agree. I thought that backstory worked surprisingly well and goes to further endear me to Garmadon. Like, this movie is about Garmadon. It's not about any of the ninjas.
When he's talking to them while in the cage, like Lloyd and the robot guy are all recognizing that he's just charming them. It's not like he has this amazing power. He's just chummy and gets along with people. Even though
he's a good person to listen to.
Doesn't get along with people when they don't want to let him have his way.
But then again, that's a sign of psychopathy. Like when someone is really charming and they're able to get everybody to like them, but they don't care about them at all. Like that's what psychopaths do. So obviously that is what Garmadon is.
That works out. Yeah, that definition works out. Checks out.
Well, they make it to the Temple of Unstable Roots after a goat crashes their helicar, and I like it. We find out that this was Wu and Garmadon's childhood home. This is where they grew up. The unstable roots are Garmadon's unstable roots, or foundations, unstable foundations. That's what it is. But they find the ultimate weapon, and Garmadon turns heel again and steals the ultimate weapon.
Well, he's grown to like Lloyd so much he wants him to be there on his side. And it's like, I feel like the motivations hadn't had a chance to change. His understanding of Lloyd and being there was different, but it was like when Batman turns and says, "No, I need to protect you." It's like, I still want to rule stuff, but I like you so much, I want you to be there to rule with me.
Well, and he's like, I want you to be my, what was it, General number one or number two? Yeah, like he doesn't even want him to be his son. He wants him to be a general. Like, he still has not changed yet. Like, he's still the bad guy. He may like his son now, but he likes his son as a subordinate, not as a son. And yeah, I thought that was a good touch. I thought it was good to keep him as the villain, even though we've had him kind of turning into a hero. Having him turn back to a villain was a good touch for me. I was like, yeah, hells yeah. I mean, hex yeah.
Hopefully this isn't podcast gated to the rating of the movie.
That would be hilarious if we only swear when the movie swears.
So yeah, same. I think it's a good, as a plot point, it works. And as liking Garmadon, I think the fact that he's still a villain means that we've grown to like him and appreciate him as that villain. So it's not like disappointment. Oh, he still cares about, like, that's like, no. That was still him. It's still makes sense that he wants the power. I'm trying to think if he gets back to Ninjago with the stuff and tries to defeat the cat. And I think
He
I may have
does.
just got distracted. I don't remember seeing the
He
cat actually eat him, but he does.
We do. We get to see all of that. So, one thing I want to point out really fast, and this was something that originated in the toys and then went to the cartoon and is now in the movie. Their ninjitsu, their version of martial arts is called spinjitsu. And in the toys, you would put them in these tops and you would spin them and they would crash into each other until one of them fell down. And whichever top was spinning when the other one fell, that was the winner. But that was their thing. And so I do like when they finally get their powers, they also do their spin moves that look like a top.
I think
kind
I
of
remember
harking. Yeah, it is paying direct homage to the original toy line.
That's fun.
As well as the cartoon. Like, these are the things that when you're watching it in the movie, you're like, okay, now they spin for some reason.
Yep.
And if you don't, if you're not familiar with it, you're like, okay, that's weird. But they did spin in the toys. Like, that was their thing.
Thought it was some sort of choreographed idea. Like, I mean, sure, they're gonna spin. I was thinking they're kind of just, doing embellished movement for their magic. But it makes more sense that it's part of something.
Yep, it is. It is part of the toy line, and like all of them they would spin and they would have their colors as their thing. So you had Kai, and his was probably the coolest because it looked like fire, and that's always cool. Whichever one was the lightning one, he was also cool. Like, his looked pretty neat. Water and earth, they didn't work as well for me. Green didn't work as well for me, but in the show when they're doing their thing, it looks pretty cool. And I love the escape scene when I think it's Kai who is the fire ninja.
Makes it worse.
When he shoots, he's like, I made it worse. I'm like, that's a good touch. That is a good touch. I like that. But yeah, we get to Ninjago around the time Garmadon does, with the ninjas close behind him. But Garmadon uses the ultimate weapon, which turns out to be nothing. He's just throwing Lego pieces at the cat until the cat eats them.
Because the ultimate is our imagination. No, it's the actual ninja powers.
It's our potential, man. It's our real powers.
I thought it was okay to just make the things useless. I think it is generally what we would call it, like comic book, or like there's this genre that's generally is like, oh, actually, you didn't need the feather to fly, Dumbo. You could fly the whole time. Like,
the power was in you the whole time.
That sort of
I got
trope.
the power. Oh, man. Listening to them being unable to sing I've Got the Power along with the music was just something wonderful that tickled me. But yeah, they make it to the city and they've got their own powers, and frankly, there's a banger of a song that plays, that We Can Be Heroes song. I love that song. That's a really good song.
I feel like there was one that they did start playing and then it didn't go. Oh, I don't remember what song it was, though. I did appreciate the nods here and there of the flutes playing the songs. I couldn't always place them, but I was like, well, that's a tune off the radio that I recognize.
Yeah, they've got some established real songs that you can play on the soundtrack, but then they've got 2 or 3 original. Well, I think 3, because the Boo Lloyd is another original song for this movie, but I think the We Can Be Heroes song was original for this movie.
Oh.
And I like that one. And then there's the ninja rap during the credits. That was also very good. Oh, At one point, they played the theme song from the cartoon, but it was very brief. And that might be the one that you're thinking of where you're like, they started playing a song and then they stopped. And I think that might have been the cartoon theme.
Maybe.
But I could be wrong. I might be thinking of a different one than you.
I don't know.
But yeah, the point that I'm making is we finally get to see Lloyd's true potential, where he gets to use his power of green, which I guess is to have a talk with the cat, and the cat is calm enough for Garmadon to hear the speech and cry lava.
I think it's sweet and silly, and like, how else will you get the guy out of the cat? Like, okay.
Without killing the cat. And they didn't need to kill the cat. They just needed to give him heartburn. And
yeah, I think that it was a little like, it's supposed to be the point of the movie, but I still don't really care about Lloyd. I care about Garmadon. Garmadon gets to change, sure.
The best moment that Lloyd had in the whole movie was when he lost his arm. And everybody's freaking out about it, and they're making a big deal. And like in my head, I'm like, wow, I wonder how they are going to deal with, a one-armed hero for the rest of this movie. That's going to be a real plot device that we're going to have to deal with. And then he pops it back in, and that's it. That's the end of that plot device. Like, yep. That did make me chuckle. But yeah, that's really it. I mean, Dave Franco gave a pretty impassioned speech to Meowthra, and if you're in the moment, it might have tugged at your heartstrings, but it didn't. It was no Joe Pesci talking about Froggy for me. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, exactly. I would. I did listen to it in full, and I think it works for the feelings of Garmadon, but I don't know that it really sold too much of Lloyd's journey to me. So I feel like we almost hear, after Garmadon gets out, we hear more from Garmadon by the end credits than Lloyd, because it's Garmadon's movie. Like,
yep. There's just some ninjas in it.
So, sorry, Lloyd.
I gotta tell you. Yep. Sorry, Lloyd. And then, I love going back to live action, and the kid's like, am I a ninja now? And Jackie Chan's like, no, you just heard a story.
Please, can I be a ninja?
Yeah. But, he promises some Karate Kid style training that we are never going to see. But, it was a cute little way to end the movie, and fine, whatever. I'm okay with it. I'm not upset by it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else before I say that I loved the closing credits. The song's cheesy. I'm never going to put that song in my liked songs, but it fit for the moment, and watching the giant shark mech dancing was a pretty cool touch.
Shark mech is my favorite.
Yeah. And watching it bust some moves is pretty dope.
Then we get bloopers, and I don't know, it was the last time that I saw a movie credit with bloopers. But
yeah, I mean, if Jackie Chan's in the movie, it's got to have bloopers. It's been a while since I've watched another Jackie Chan movie, so I don't know if they're still doing that. Like, one day we'll get to the Karate Kid movies.
Maybe I'm just not going to the theater for movies like Hot Tub Time Machine or something, because I imagine those have bloopers at the end of the credits.
Yeah, maybe. I watch a few movies a year with my kids, and I don't remember the last time we had bloopers during the credits. So it was a nice little touch, but you're right. That is one of those things that's kind of gone in today's movie going experience.
Yeah. Done. I think that's the
Yep.
entire movie.
Yep, we did it. For the first time, we actually talked about most of the movie. We haven't done that in a long time.
there's not-
I mean, there's a lot that we skipped, but
Yeah,
we
but
talked about our highlights at least. So I guess what I can say is on this podcast, we do ratings, not grades. The primary difference is where you find the average. In a grade, you put an average at a 7 out of 10. You say a C is the average because you want students to feel better. And therefore, you also raise grades up so that they will get closer to that C mark. But we say no! In a movie, the middle should be a 5 out of 10. So if we give a movie a 5 out of 10, we're not saying it's a failure. We're not saying it's a bad movie. We're saying it's average. It's right there in the middle. So with that said, Justin, what would you give this movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
I started at 6.5, and at one point during this, I wanted to go up to 7, and then I was like, what? It's a movie I would watch again with my kids because it doesn't really pretend to be much more than just a reconnecting movie. And I think all of Garmadon's jokes were appropriate for making my kids laugh, and 6.5 is where I'll stay. It's better than meh. It's not as good as the first Lego movie. That's kind of a taller task because I cared about the least interesting Lego minifig in the first movie because he's the main character. Lloyd really doesn't get the same amount of what'd you call it?
Growth? Because he's
Yeah.
certainly on screen for the whole movie.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter.
Not quite. Garmadon is so much funner. Like, it'd be like if Wild Style was actually the person that I cared about by the end, or that did something.
It'd be more like if you were into Lord Business by the end.
Yeah, Lord Business is all right. There's not as much redemptive in his humor. So I stand at 6.5. I think it's completely fair.
I like you, there was a time when I was floating at a 7 where I was like, this movie has a lot of great jokes. Like, this movie has humor.
Yeah.
We didn't really touch on it as much in this one as the previous two, but this movie is very funny.
Yes.
It's got very good jokes, and it's all the way through. There's not a lot of times when it's serious. It's mostly the end of the movie when it gets pretty serious, but the jokes aren't enough to save it. Like, the other two movies had a good story with the great humor. This one just has kind of a meh story. Like, you're on this ride and you're just like, okay, all right, well, I'm glad I laughed a couple of times, but I don't really care about the world or the characters. Like, there's nothing that really got me. So I'm down to a 6. Like, I just can't hit that 7 on jokes alone.
Yeah.
I'm not as bothered by the non-Lego elements as I was with the last movie.
Sure.
Like, I should be, but at this point I'm used to it. It's really the fact that, we've got all these ninjas in the movie and I don't care about any of them. And our main character just kind of bothers me the whole movie, and it ends up being a villain story. I'm way more interested in Garmadon than anyone else in this movie. So I think 6 is a fair score, giving us a show average of 6.25 out of 10. I love when we get the interesting decimals.
Yeah, I feel like that brings it down a bit for quality, although we'll see what the next movie has.
Exactly. We'll have to see that. So the next one is the Lego Movie 2, the second part. We finally get a true sequel to our original movie from way back in the day. But it'll be interesting to see where it goes. I saw it in theaters once, and I don't remember anything about that movie.
Yeah, I don't know what the conflict is.
Yeah, so I'm excited to at least get a refresher of what it was about. And so yeah, that will be coming next week, and then the review, the recap after that, and then we might take a short vacation. So we will see what happens. We've got to figure out some behind the scenes scheduling stuff. But next week, Lego Movie 2, the second part, and then week after that, wrap up. So that's on the horizon. Feel free to take us out of here.
Well, thanks for listening. I appreciate all the shares that happen between friends and family. If you are enjoying it, go ahead and interact in the location where you're listening to it with a like, comments, shares, any of the ways to trick the algorithm into sending us to more people. If you have any suggestions for future franchises or corrections for things that we may have missed or gotten entirely wrong in our guesses, go ahead and email us at potatochippicturespod@gmail.com. We will be able to review those and generally see comments that happen on the other platforms. But as our third out of the fourth installment of the Lego franchise, generally, if they build it out of Legos, we will watch it.
Out of Legos. Goodbye!